You can also listen to us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/The Clock Cleaners.
Hello and welcome to the Clock Cleaners Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Keith.
And today we're recapping Raw from June 26th.
Yes. So, I thought this was a decent show overall.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But your microphone fell. It's flopping down,
it's
man.
flopping.
I felt like the roster, for some reason, felt depleted.
Yeah. It was weird.
Like
when everyone was there.
Yeah.
But it just felt like they were kind of not.
No one was there and everybody was there at the same time. Well, we had 2 6-man tags.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think part of it was there was the, at least the tag team and I guess the Finn Balor and Elias Sampson feud being showcased at the same time.
Yeah.
And then what was the other 6-man tag?
The Miz Taraj versus.
Oh yeah, that's right. I love
Heath
that
Slater, Rhino, and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I love that name.
So I have some bad news.
What?
I found out what Top Guy things are.
What is that?
Wrestling on Main Event.
Oh, that's not bad news.
They wrestled Gallows and Anderson.
At least, it doesn't matter.
It's just funny.
Well, here's the thing. They're not gonna. Well, there is no involved because there's 4 tag teams. So, Heath Slater and Rhino, the Hardys, Sheamus and Cesaro, Gallows and Anderson, and the Revival. So there's 5.
Yes.
Well,
technically, the Miztourage, I guess they're probably going to use Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas's. Yeah,
to some extent, just to add another team.
Well, here's the thing. Sheamus and Cesaro are going to be splitting up soon because Sheamus is going to film that stupid movie.
Do you think that he'll be gone for
He's
a long
going to be
period
gone
of time?
for the summer.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird.
Yep.
So I guess that means that the Hardys are getting the belts back at
I would assume.
at Balls of Fire.
Yes.
That's fine. That's strange that they did it that way if
Yeah.
they knew Sheamus was going to leave. But
Especially
since they didn't do anything with the Hardys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if they're going to break them, then that would make sense for them to lose the titles and then get them back.
No, absolutely.
So, yeah, whatever.
But, we opened the show with the big dog coming out and talking about the events that happened last week.
He's getting booed a lot.
Yeah. That's not a surprise.
I know, it's true. He said, because they kept on booing him when he started to talk. And he's like, if you're quiet for a second, you might actually like what I have to say. And then he talked about how he got choked out by Joe last week. He's like, see, I told you.
Yep. And then he accepted the challenge for Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah,
so
we
we're going to have
Strowman.
Yes.
An ambulance match.
So yeah. This probably should have happened at Extreme Rules. Or with the pay-per-view before that.
Well,
the pay-per-view before that. Yes.
The pay-per-view before that was Payback.
Payback, yes.
Strowman wasn't around for Extreme Rules.
No, yeah.
So I think they might have planned on that before Strowman got hurt.
Right.
Because it was at Payback or right before it that Strowman got hurt.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that they built up to have
he was hurt for the pay-per-view, or did he get hurt at the
supposedly
pay-per-view?
He got hurt, or according to kayfabe, he got hurt the next night on Raw.
Oh, okay.
When Roman Reigns beat him, hit him in the arm with the chair over and over again. But I think that this is what they were going to try for at first. But since he was hurt, he couldn't, so they pushed it back to now. So I'm okay with it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because this is going to... You get 2 big matches at Great Balls of Fire, leading to a big match at SummerSlam. Because the winner of this match is going to face the winner of Brock and
you're
Joe.
referring to the Universal title
Yeah,
match.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I know, we forget that the Universal title is a thing.
No, it's not that I forgot that it was a match. I just didn't know what you were referring to as the second big
enough.
one.
But also, I felt like Raw, maybe not necessarily just this week, but it's kind of like the titles are absent.
Well,
the only one that actually had some type of
exposure,
thank you, was the women's title because it was a #1 contenders match.
Oh yeah, well, because the tag team titles or the tag team feud was like
It's
was
just
just a
ongoing
random match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And then the same thing with the IC title.
Yeah,
Right.
because there's no that's not or I guess it's no longer the motivation for their feud.
Right.
This is more the Miz trying to get rid
Yeah.
of Dean,
No,
which is good. I have no problem with it
because
It's
they're
just-
actually building on something that's not just around the belt. No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So-
It's fine.
So if this was like, if this was like not the only, like if the Universal title was being used more,
Right.
and the tag titles, because if
Hell, Brock Lesnar
yeah.
didn't even come out with the Universal title on.
Well, he forgot about it. If but if that was the only title not getting any
Right.
kind of
No, yeah.
time or I guess exposure, then it wouldn't be as bad.
Right. But like I said, it's all three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah.
oh well.
So anyway, back to Roman. So an ambulance starts backing up, and the sirens are going. And I was like, "Oh man, where's Scott Steiner?"
I thought the same thing. I heard the sirens going off, and I'm like, "Ooh, Scott Steiner's
Yeah.
making his
Or-
return."
Yeah, no, Drew Gulak had it too, didn't he? With his
Siren?
it was just the megaphone, I guess, right?
Oh,
was similar sound.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, there's a lot of people this could be.
It's true.
And so just backs up, and Roman's kind of just staring at it for a second. He's like, I guess
Confused.
this is the horror movie. Let's go take a look. Basically.
Opens the back of the ambulance, and no one was there.
Oh, and all of a sudden, Strowman attacks him from, I guess he came up from the side.
I'm assuming he was driving it.
Yeah. We didn't actually see the door open, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's a fair guess.
But then he attacks Roman, throws him on top of the stage, throws him off the stage
Oh,
into
that was
the
a
ambulance.
nasty. That was, yeah. He just Strowman threw Roman, and Roman just hit the side of the ambulance and landed on the ground after that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty nasty fall.
Yeah, and then Strowman threw him into the back of the
Yes.
ambulance.
After he struggled with the door staying open.
Wow, And then, what, did it drive away?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, and so, it's okay.
Oh.
These two are entertaining
And
together.
that was it for the rest of the night.
Yeah, there was no more, like backstage, like, oh, I'm gonna get him or
Right.
whatever. So they're doing this properly, which is weird because usually they don't do that, especially with Roman.
Yeah, but oh man, Strowman got such a pop when he came out.
Well, everyone loves him
I know.
because he beats up Roman Reigns.
It's true.
So right.
So up next we had the 6-man tag we talked about. But
Yeah.
first, we go into the ring, come back from commercial, and Elias Sampson is sitting there with Cesaro and Sheamus, which I was so disappointed that we didn't get to hear their song.
yeah, the what was it? The Hardys. As soon as he went to start singing, the Hardys came out.
Yep.
So it was a little disappointing, but
Yeah. So
at
yeah,
the
it
same
was,
time,
it was the Hardys and Finn Balor versus Elias Sampson and Cesaro and Sheamus.
Yeah.
But this was a good match.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was,
Here's the funny thing. I think, like, after the match started, they cut to commercial, and then when they came back, all of a sudden there was a mysterious person on
I
commentary.
thought they introduced him walking out.
I don't remember hearing it.
Because Christine was like, "Oh, it's so and so," and I was like, "Who the hell is that?" And then she was like, "Oh, it's the new Transformers." And I was like, "Oh, I don't care."
Well, yeah, it's Josh Duhamel.
Yeah.
It's funny because he's in a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you don't know that he's in it. Like he was the bad guy in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Okay.
So it's just like you never would.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that guy, and then but you wouldn't know him by his name.
Right. And it seemed like he was not a wrestling fan.
No, he just
So-
seemed like he was there because
Right.
he was doing something with Sheamus.
Yeah, I don't understand why they bring celebrities in that aren't fans or something like that.
Because they're stupid.
Fair enough.
Well, there's something that happens later on
Oh,
that shows exactly how dumb they are.
yes.
So, but we'll get to that when we get.
Oh, yeah.
when we move on.
So yeah, basically this was a publicity stunt for their movie that's coming out. I don't
Yeah.
know when it was.
I think. Well, that's the movie that Sheamus is going to be filming.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think he said it was called Buddy Games, which is a really stupid name for a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so this match ends very much like anything that Balor and the Hardys are in.
With them winning.
Yeah, exactly. It's really funny that just the two of the Hardys and Balor, they just
booked very strong,
Yeah, it's true.
which is fine.
Yeah. But yeah, Balor hits a coup de grace on Cesaro because the Hardys had taken out Sheamus and Samson outside. So you can kind of see the writing on the wall towards the end of it.
So I guess this was just a pre-booking for Great Balls of Fire. I'm guessing we're going to get Finn and Samson.
That's a horrible, horrible idea.
Well, it's horrible in the fact that
You're going to have a squash match on a pay-per-view?
You can't let Finn lose, and if you're building up Samson, why would you have him lose? But this is WWE, so...
I think if they're going to do that, they're going to try to make him look strong.
Yeah.
But it's just not a good idea.
No.
Unless they really don't care about him as a wrestler, and he's more like just to have heat, and that's the only reason why they have him around, which would make sense.
Possible.
To have a very easy person to get a face over.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he'll be feuding with Roman next.
Oh, that's when we'll have sold-out Samson concerts.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I think that's the whole idea behind it. We'll see.
So up next, we had another Goldust promo with saying the Shattered Truth will premiere tonight.
Yeah.
It was...
I'm getting sick of these things.
Nah, I mean, it was all right. I don't know.
It's just dumb. Because...
That's your opinion, and you're entitled to that.
That's true. But... Because he's got the movie quotes.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Like, I like them. I like them as a team better, though.
Fair enough. But, I mean, I feel like they could have not reinvented, but revitalized Goldust maybe 10 years ago with this.
Well, here's the thing. Goldust, for me, was always better when he was trying to make a friend.
Oh, yeah. With Booker T. Oh, that was classic.
So much more entertaining when he was trying to...
Right, and when he was trying to get R-Truth to be his teammate
that was really
as
good
well.
too.
Yeah.
So, because I wasn't a big fan of him in, like, the 90s. Because when he was just doing his creepy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's just...
But we need to get...
What?
We need to have Goldust and Miz in a Hollywood backlot brawl.
We're going to get footage from the OJ chase again?
Yeah, sure. Why not? So good.
But yeah, after that, they cut a commercial to come back, and Goldust comes down to the ring.
His own cameraman.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was pretty good. I liked it. I thought it was just different.
Yeah, it's true.
Like he was in the middle of filming a movie. As a part of his movie, the match was going to be.
Yeah, because usually when they have stuff like that, like they use the footage from that cameraman.
Yeah.
But all they did was film the cameraman following Goldust.
Film the cameraman filming Goldust. Yeah.
And then he had like a ring attire.
Yeah, it was his old school.
Like the Attitude
Silver
Era.
and gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but he comes out, sits in the ring. R-Truth comes out, all business, no rapping. He's mad.
Oh yeah.
And then he gets the crap kicked out of him
within seconds.
Yeah, what was the point of that?
Great Balls of Fire pre-show.
But still, come on.
Look. I don't know.
There's literally nowhere they can go with this. Literally.
Well, it's only going to be a one-match feud, you know?
I know, but are they retiring? Are they...
No. R-Truth's going to live forever.
Yeah, that's my point, though.
They're both going to live forever.
It's true. Goldust's been wrestling forever.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah. So up next, we had a interview with Paul Heyman. Basically says that Joe's going to call out Lesnar later.
Lesnar's going to call out Joe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that makes more sense.
It's true. Well, why would Heyman be saying something that Joe is going to say?
Well, you want to know why?
Why?
Because he's going to turn on Lesnar. Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, okay. That's how that
Heel
works.
turns galore.
He's not the Big Show.
That's true. And anyway, Joe wouldn't need a mouthpiece like Heyman. He does a good enough job.
Oh, yeah. Lesnar's the one who needs it.
Oh, Joe's so good.
Lesnar's afraid to talk.
Yeah. Speaking of which, this is when Joe comes up to him, right?
Yeah.
Threatens him.
Yeah.
Whispers in his ear. I was like, kiss him, kiss him.
He whispers sweet nothings in his ear.
He basically went to kind of choke him out, but not really.
Yeah.
Just kind of
and then just left.
Yeah, psych him out. Get in his mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that.
Yeah. After that, they announced the number one contenders for the women's title, the gauntlet match that happened.
Which I liked because, I don't know, I was a fan of gauntlet matches. They're different. It's not something you get to see often.
It's, if used properly, it's a good way to establish people.
Yeah. And surprisingly, I think they did a good job.
Yes. I was going to talk about this a little more.
Yeah.
When
Well,
we got
I
to
was
it.
going, but I was just...
Well, no, I mean specifically on the way that they did it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
We didn't get to that yet. That's
true.
why I just said they did a good job.
So
Damn.
they showed, after they announced it, they showed Bayley drawing her number. They do with the Royal Rumble. So what they did was, instead of having small balls that have numbers on them, they have huge balls that...
Would you say great balls?
Yes, huge great balls.
Jeez. All right, so this was the worst part of the night. So we had the Miz TV segment with... What the hell is the guy's name?
It's
LeVar
LeVar.
Mello or LaMelo?
LaMelo, which is the little kid with the bad mouth.
Potty mouth.
I think Lonzo is the baseball, not the baseball, the basketball player.
Which,
and LeVar is the dad.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really didn't know who they were.
Oh, I knew all about them.
But I did know who they were. Like, I've never actually seen anything with them.
Yeah.
But all I know is that the dad constantly talks about how great his son is, and all I hear is people talking about how crappy their clothing line is.
Well, who cares about the clothes?
No, I know.
Like,
but
I understand.
There was like $600 sneakers or something crazy.
Yeah. It's very McMahon-ish to take one of the most diversive, like, figures in sports today and put them on your television product, despite the fact he's gonna say something stupid.
It wasn't even technically him.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
You know that even if you give him things to say, he is not going to say it the way you want him to. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they did that is just so dumb.
Yeah. I think, for me anyway, this was probably the worst segment I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah, like it wasn't so much that it was like bad in quality. It was just bad in taste.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was like there's no reason this didn't add anything to the show.
Only reason why they did it is because they were in the Staples Center.
Yeah,
and he just got drafted.
Which
to the Lakers.
All three of them got heavily booed, or at least the two that were in the ring. The youngest and dad.
I think the dad made it so that nobody cares about the son anymore.
Yeah.
No matter how good of a basketball player he is.
Telling he can beat Jordan one-on-one and be better than LeBron and all this other stuff. Yeah.
So having him as a mouthpiece is like the worst thing this kid could have ever. Which is funny.
And then he had to take his shirt off.
Yeah, so what happens? The Miz starts questioning. Because LeVar kept on going oh, well, better than you, blah, blah, blah. Well, we're real champions or something like that.
Something like that.
And then...
I kind of tuned this segment out.
Yeah, it was bad. And then the Miz gets in his face. Mm-hmm. And then Dean comes out.
And then the segment ends.
Well, no, he comes out and he was wearing the Big Baller brand, I think that's what it's called.
Big Baller brand. And then... he said a couple things. He was like, I like free T-shirts. And then the segment just ended.
And then they cut back. And it's... it was the Miz Taraj.
We went to commercial. Yeah.
It was the Miz, Curtis Axel, and Bo Dallas versus Dean, Heath Slater, and Rhino. At first, I thought that it was going to end up being Dean and two of them against the Miz Taraj. I really thought that was going to happen.
I wouldn't have put it past WWE.
Oh, also, we kind of skipped over this. Maurice did not seem very happy with the Miz.
No.
So they might actually be breaking them up.
I told you.
We'll see.
Told you it's going to happen.
Anyway.
So Bo Dallas actually got a win.
Yeah, well, it was on Rhino, so it's not really that
true. Considering what did I say? Rhino got beat by Kalisto on main event last week.
Yeah, it was some kind of distraction on the outside.
Yeah,
and then he just rolled him up.
Mm-hmm. At least, like I said last week, I'm glad that Bo Dallas and
Axel are actually doing something.
Getting some TV time
Yeah.
because they're both good.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just their characters aren't.
Well, we
great.
even like the Social Outcast.
The Social Outcast was probably the best utilized those four were.
Yeah.
Just because they were out of place, and then they found a home with other out of place people. So, all right. So
next we had Enzo coming out and calling out Cass, and going. He kind of, I guess, led the promo this week, kind of like how Cass did last week, where he was the one that kind of laid everything out there.
Enzo didn't say anything last week.
I thought he said. No, he just was like, why Big Cass? Why?
Yeah, well, he didn't say anything on the mic, though.
Yeah, right. So this week he came out and, basically went on and said that they were brothers and nothing can break them. He understands that he's a pain in the ass. And so basically everything that Cass said was true, and he knew it. Mm-hmm. So then Cass comes out to the same music.
Yes. Well, I think this might have been a little last minute. So they didn't have time to come up with...
It was probably more or less, we ended Raw with this last week. We need to have it at least on the show somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So... But I don't really have a problem with that so much since it was just 1 week afterwards.
Oh, yeah. No. I didn't have... But I'm probably saying that's probably why it was rushed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they get back together and are all...
Well, what happens is that... what was it? I guess Cass accepts Enzo's apology.
Well... Yeah, and then
says
he
he's
apologized.
Sorry.
Yeah,
and so you feel like, okay, so that was just a waste of time doing what they did last week.
Yeah. Well, and I was going through my head, and I was like, maybe it's because they sell a lot of merchandise.
Well, my thought was that maybe they got some backlash
from fans and stuff like that.
So they thought
little kids crying in the audience.
Yeah, they rethought it, and then. They go back up the ramp.
And then that's when it was like, all right, why is the camera still panning on him?
Yeah.
And then
Cass
does it again.
Yeah. So we talked about this last week where
you can't have a match between the two.
Exactly, because Cass is just going to destroy him.
Yes.
So
it doesn't do anything for either of them.
And it takes away a tag team in the division, a face tag team at that.
Which there's only the Hardys.
Yeah. So, Heath Slater and Rhino.
Yeah, right.
But it made no sense to split them up, especially now. But the good thing from this is that the two of them individually are so good on the mic. Because Enzo's promo this week was great.
Oh, yeah.
Cass was great last week.
Right.
And Cass was good with what his response to Enzo was too. Yeah. So it's not so much that they're doing their usual shtick. They had very heartfelt promos.
Well, that's what it was for Cass, because normally his promo, he really doesn't have much on the mic, but this you could actually feel that it was coming from the heart or whatever.
And it made it feel like it was killing him to actually do that.
Yeah. His facial expression, everything, it looked like he was going to throw up.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't know where they're going with this, but it like I said, it just shows how good they are.
Yeah. So after that, we probably cut to commercials, I'm guessing, right?
No, it didn't even do that.
Now they just went to the commentators.
Yeah,
and
they started talking about the gauntlet match, and then it cuts after they finish. They just show Cass standing over Corey Graves and telling him to mind his own damn business.
That was good, though.
Yeah, I mean, like it, though.
I don't know what they're gonna...
It's got to be something with Graves going on, because this is the second time...
He's got naked pictures of Kurt Angle wearing that cowboy hat that he had.
Probably. But this is because he said, I don't know what you have on Angle, but you need to stay out of my business.
And I was told by Kurt Angle, I can't hurt you.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Graves is going to have something going on. Obviously, he can't wrestle, but
no.
It's just strange.
Yeah.
But very unclear of what they're doing. Hopefully, next week they have some kind of...
But, I mean, like last week when Graves got up and, said he had the security footage, it just felt... He's just so good.
Oh, Graves is great.
Yeah, so I'm perfectly fine with them integrating him.
It's just weird that you're doing it like that. But whatever.
Yeah.
So up next, they said that Seth Rollins will be in action.
No, well, they had a picture of Seth Rollins, and then it said WWE 2K18.
Well, yeah, it was just an advertisement.
Right, I know, but I was just kind of like, what? And then, like you said, he was going to be in action. And then this is at the point where I'm like, who the hell is he going to face? There's nobody left on the roster. And there's Kurt Hawkins sitting in the ring.
Yep.
Or standing in the ring.
He's it's another, I guess, person trying out for the Star Factory or whatever the hell it's called.
Yes, and the Superstar or Star Factory. Yeah, that's right.
Well, again,
I like what you wrote in the notes, though.
What?
About this being the match to test his finisher out because he
did it for the first time like April
when we went.
Yeah,
he hit it.
Well, that was at a dark match. He did it for the first time on TV, I think back in April. Has not hit it since because he's never finished a match on the winning side.
Yeah. Yeah, he lost to Reigns, lost to Wyatt.
Well, no, I'm not saying that he's lost a lot of matches.
But with that
he's
move,
he's never been the person to hit. Like I think he's been in tag team matches where they won.
Right.
That could be wrong too. But I know for sure that he hasn't won
with that move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
So it's crazy how long it's been. So I'm thinking that they're like, oh, we should probably take the person that we're making the face of the company, or at least the face of the game, and showcase what he can do.
So which brings me to what happens next. With obviously Seth Rollins beat the crap out of Kurt Hawkins.
Well, yeah. So surprisingly, though, Hawkins got him more offense than he normally does.
Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah.
But no, when Bray comes up on the screen and he calls like Seth a corporate shill, but he says he fights, be your own self or something like that is what he's preaching. So it was actually like I actually listened to Bray's message and I was like,
he had a point?
Yes, that's what I was getting at.
That's weird. Yeah. That's not a Bray Wyatt thing to do.
No. And then he went on a rant about some nonsense.
Yeah, he comes on the screen. I don't listen.
Yeah, converting people to his religion or whatever he's talking
he's
about.
doing a lot of that. That's not good.
No.
He's doing a lot of I am God stuff, and that's dangerous. Very dangerous.
Especially in this day.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you don't know what the hell you're going to get in terms of like crazy people and like people getting offended and stuff like that. So.
Well, I mean, they love offending people, so.
Well, yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
And then
he challenges.
Yeah, he challenges him to a match of Great Balls of Fire.
They should have an Inferno match. I'd say a First Blood, but we already saw how quick that happened.
That's true. I think if there is going to be an Inferno match, it would probably be Wyatt against. Who would be? Wouldn't be Seth.
No.
Balor?
I guess.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
The demon versus the god. I think that's what they're going for.
That was what originally we thought was going to happen.
Yeah, something happened where they sidelined that.
Yeah. Unless they want to make it a bigger feud where it lasts longer and it wasn't going to work with how they wanted to do SummerSlam or something like that.
I think Strowman getting hurt kind of threw
a wrench in the works.
Which is funny because he's not technically involved with anybody except for Roman.
Right. Yeah, because originally I had heard rumors that The Miz and Roman were going to have some sort of...
over the IC title.
Yeah.
So, that's weird.
Yeah. So, then we went backstage and saw more women picking their numbers.
Yeah, it was what? It was Mickey and Dana?
Yeah.
I believe?
Yep. I think that's correct.
And then they cut to Heyman sitting in the back waiting for Lesnar to show up.
Then he shows up. And this is where he didn't have the Universal title on.
He had his Welcome to Suplex City, Los Angeles shirt on, but no Universal title.
Yeah.
So that shows how much he cares about it. So at this point, obviously, he's not interested in defending his title. He's interested in just beating up Joe.
It's true.
So
that is true, which, again, the title is not the spotlight.
Anyway, Heyman comes out by himself, says that that Joe just got a cheap shot on Lesnar last week.
Right. Yeah.
He was being held back by the other people.
Face or something.
He kicked him or whatever, and says that he won't be. There will be no cheap shots at Great Balls of Fire, and now his back's up against the corner, so he's gonna not hold back against Joe.
Right.
And then Lesnar comes out, and this was great. I love this.
This was fantastic.
And Joe comes up from behind and hits him with the cocaine clutch. And this is actually where I'm starting to actually think that this is good.
Because they're finally building someone up that's actually a threat to Brock Lesnar.
Exactly.
And they haven't done that since The Undertaker.
Yeah,
but you didn't need to build The Undertaker up because of who he was.
Yeah, because Goldberg didn't count because of the way they did it.
They just had history, so that was all it was. It was just like, oh, you beat me, so I'm going to have to beat you.
This isn't like WrestleMania 2 years ago when it was Reigns against Lesnar, where they didn't really give the idea that Reigns could really beat him.
Right, yeah, they didn't build it big enough.
Yeah.
But I back, now I would actually be fine with that match.
What, Reigns?
With Reigns and Lesnar.
No, absolutely. Because Reigns is a much more well-defined character now in terms of who he is.
There's still...
Well, he has history now.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got credentials. He's not getting pushed for the very first time like he was.
Yeah. And this could be, considering that match never ended with either of them. Yeah.
Because Roman took the pin, but it was off of Reigns. I mean,
Seth.
not Reigns. It was off of Seth, not Lesnar.
But yeah, Joe was turning. I mean, not Joe. Lesnar was turning purple.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much any time he exerts energy.
Yeah. But it made it seem so much.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so good.
And Lesnar was trying to power out of it, and Joe just kept on.
Backed him into the stage a couple times, and then the Revival and Anderson came out and pulled him off.
Yeah, so that was really good, actually.
Yeah, this is they're really doing a good job. But I mean, is this something you really wanted on Great Balls of Fire? Like, I feel like this should have been a bigger match.
Well, you know that Joe's not going to win, so it really doesn't matter.
There's probably a 5% chance that Joe could win.
There's a very small chance that Joe can win.
Okay, but there's still a chance.
Yes, it's true. But we also know this feud isn't continuing.
No.
So I have no problem with them doing this because it's already established that whoever wins isn't going to be is going to be facing Roman,
right,
or Strowman, depending on if there's a stipulation.
We would probably. I mean, basically, we're either going to get Lesnar versus Strowman or Lesnar versus Roman.
Yeah. So I really think that they're going to make the ambulance match the stipulation that whoever.
I thought they already did.
No, we came up with that. We thought of that last week.
Pretty sure. Well, no, Reigns. I thought he's. All right, fair enough.
I don't know for sure. I could
I'm probably
be
just assuming, but
like
it's
I said,
easy enough to assume.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
So.
But up next we had Lince Dorado versus Neville, which is the first time Lince Dorado's been on TV in God knows how long.
At least on Raw.
Yeah. Well, no, he's never on 205 either.
He's been in a couple of matches, I think.
Not recently. Not recently at all.
Oh, right.
But, yeah, so just like 205 last week, Kira Tozawa had a VIP. Or was that? No, Raw last week, wasn't it?
What?
Where Tozawa had a VIP seat, or was that 205 Live?
Well,
no, it was
on
205
Raw,
Live.
On Raw, he was sitting in the front row.
Right.
On 205 Live, he was sitting next to the commentator's booth with the purple, the velvet rope.
With all his food and stuff like that.
Popcorn and the WWE branded soda. Soda, whatever.
But yeah, Neville made short work of Lince, making him tap out with the Rings of Saturn.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's weird that they put Lince Dorado in this match.
Yeah. So I guess Neville was kind of just staring at Tozawa, and I guess Tozawa got in the ring.
Yeah, he got mad, so he came into the ring.
Yeah, I'm sure Neville was mouthing something to him. But yeah, so Neville and Tozawa are getting into each other's face, and then Titus O'Neil comes out. He apparently Tozawa is the newest signee of the Titus brand.
Yeah, it's official now.
Yes. And that Titus announced that he has a match, or he got Tozawa the match at Great Balls of Fire for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Finally! It's going to be good.
It's going to be real good.
You think that Neville's going to drop the title?
There's a chance.
I think Tozawa was the one who he said probably was going to be the one.
Oh, yeah. It was
since Aries didn't.
Yeah, and since Cedric really came back and didn't.
He's not getting that title anytime soon. They really need to work on him.
Yeah, and apparently it spilled over into 205 Live again this week.
Oh, you mean last night?
Yeah, So continuing the Alicia Fox and Noam Dar thing.
Garbage.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Oh, the Titus brand's so good.
Yeah, it went from something that was terrible to something that's actually working well, which is funny.
We didn't see Apollo, but that doesn't really matter because he's focusing on this client this week.
It's true. they might have given up on the Apollo part. There's a very good chance that they did that.
Hell, during the Superstar Shakeup, he didn't even get announced. He wasn't even on TV. He was just announced beforehand. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Heyman gets interviewed in the back, asking about what he thought about what happened earlier. And
basically said that
that's when he said,
yeah, Joe's backed against the wall, so now he's got Lesnar's backed against the wall, so now he's got a reason to take Joe seriously.
Yeah, okay. That's when, okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which is, like I said, we said before, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. It's good storytelling.
It's got a big match feel, and that's how the Universal title should be.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of the promos they've been running. The old-timey ones for the Great Balls of Fire, the commercials.
I like it.
I don't know, it just feels weird.
It's Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, I guess it's true. Although, they ran a couple of ones where they were showing superstars trying to sing the song.
Oh, yeah,
I liked those. Those were good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so we had Nia Jax walking around in the back. I guess she was probably walking out.
Yeah, probably to the ring.
Yeah, and Alexa wanted to wish her good luck. And then I was like,
I don't need luck.
You. Don't wish me good luck.
So
worry about me taking your title.
It's true.
So yeah, up next we had the gauntlet match for the #1 contendership, the women's championship, the Raw women's championship.
Yeah, Nia Jax and Bayley are the ones who started. Going into this, I'm like, Nia Jax is gonna be first, or she's gonna be last. It's one or the other,
right?
And I felt for sure that no matter what, she was going to be one of the last two.
Yeah, and it made sense. That's the only plausible way to do it.
Yeah,
and it made her, she was a threat, and she always is. But I mean, this solidified.
This was probably one of her best showings.
Yep.
The match as a whole, I think, was actually really good.
Yeah, and they gave it a decent amount of time.
It suffered for being the main event, though, because it was.
You could have had Joe choke out Lesnar as the last part. Not maybe the go home show would have been.
Yes,
fine.
Because the problem with putting that on is that then you don't have a segment where
with Heyman. And
so that's the reason why that couldn't be the main event. The only thing that could have been the only thing that could have been the main event actually was the thing that opened the show. Roman and Strowman. That would have been the most logical thing to end the show.
I guess so.
So, because if this started the 10 o'clock hour, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, I see
because the biggest problem with this is that it was largely a squash match.
For the most part,
this wasn't a gauntlet match where you really felt like anyone could win. This was, okay, Nia Jax is going to steamroll through everybody. Mm-hmm. So, it was either going to be Bayley goes in last or Sasha goes in last. Since Bayley went in first, obviously Bayley's not going to beat Nia. So, because they've been just destroying Bayley in terms of booking. But,
all right,
what are you going to do?
No, we'll just run through the match and then I'll say what I'm going to say.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Bayley and Nia start off. This was probably the second longest match in the gauntlet.
Yes.
So,
well, they didn't want me, for whatever reason, they didn't want Bayley to look too weak.
So Bayley gets beat. Mickie James comes out next. She gets beat. Then Dana. That was very quick.
Yeah.
Emma was next, and she was quick. And then we had Sasha come out last. And this was pretty good. I mean, we've seen Sasha and Nia before.
It's true.
So at first I was kind of like, eh.
Well,
all right.
The big thing is that they always do it, but they did the David versus Goliath kind of deal. And they did pretty good with it.
The funny thing is, this is the only way Nia Jax lost in NXT, I believe, to Bayley, was when she made her submit.
I guess? I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened, when Bayley defended her title against Nia Jax. But yeah, no, Sasha ended up getting, was she standing up for this one? She was on her back,
This one was difficult to describe. Because first she tried doing a bank statement where she was standing as well.
Yes.
But she ended up doing one where she was
kneeling on top. You're right?
No, she was on top. She was holding on to Nia's back.
Oh, okay.
While she was doing
it. All right, yeah.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah. And then Nia tapped out, making Sasha Banks the #1 contender for the Women's Championship.
Also, I don't know if you noticed, but everyone took their time getting to the ring so that Nia could catch her breath.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah. Kurt Angle came out and congratulated her, and then Alexa Bliss came out. I'm surprised Alexa didn't sit on commentary.
Yeah. Well, they do that a lot nowadays, so
Yeah.
them not doing it's probably refreshing.
That's true.
Yeah, but Alexa comes out, holds her belt up to Sasha, and then Sasha kicks her out of the ring, and then she holds out the belt.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking.
Sure.
We get Alexa possibly beats her at Great Balls of Fire.
Mm-hmm. Very likely.
Cheating, unfair finish.
Most likely.
Sasha beats her at what's
SummerSlam?
Oh, okay, never mind. This is their July pay-per-view. All right, so maybe she will. Maybe Sasha will take the title off her then. I was thinking Battleground because it's so far away.
SmackDown.
Yeah, no, I know. But this turns into Sasha Bailey. Bailey turns on Sasha.
Oh, you're talking about for SummerSlam?
For SummerSlam, yeah.
It's possible.
Because there was talk, I think Bailey was on Stone Cold's podcast this week, and I believe she talked about turning heel. Now she wanted to do it or something like that.
Well, considering how crappy she's been.
Yeah.
But it would only make sense the way that she's being booked.
Right.
Because
Well, that would be her reasoning to do it.
Yeah, because she wants the title back.
Yeah. Because,
I'm okay
I'm
with
getting
that.
treated like crap as
That would be the
a
only
good guy.
I think that would be the only way that that Alexa loses.
Yeah.
Is if their whole point is to turn Bailey
heel. Yep.
And even if Bailey doesn't win at SummerSlam, it's still gonna, because she's not gonna turn heel on Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
She'll turn heel on Sasha.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah,
that would make a lot of sense, and that'd be good.
Yeah,
that'd be good
and
storytelling.
it'd be different because Sasha was the heel in NXT when they had the feud.
Yeah, and it allows you to have a Nia Jax Alexa Bliss feud. As a sub feud or a side feud.
Yeah.
Because I never got my title shot, like you said.
Yeah.
So
right. So that was our Raw review.
Yes.
Catch us next for our SmackDown review.
If you liked what you saw here, please like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.